Excuse me? Who gonna be with who for the night? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This here is Casarah B. If you are new, welcome to my channel and welcome to the CV gang. I hope y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so every time that I drop something new that you'll be notified. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. This here video is gonna be about a time I went on a fluky, funky date that didn't even go right, and I just want y'all to know, be aware of red signs and red flags, okay? I will be telling you guys a story about how I went on this date and how it flopped and how I was being dumb about certain situations when dating somebody. All right, y'all, so disclaimer, I'm being ghetto over here. Don't mind how I look right now, because right now I'm being real ghetto. My ring light, I know the lighting is very, very trash. I lost the cord to my ring light, y'all. So I'm trying to make the best of it. So what I got right now is so ghetto-fied setup. If y'all can see it, I ain't even gonna show y'all because I ain't even finna embarrass myself like that. Y'all ain't finna talk about me. Y'all probably already gonna talk about me now. But I got two of my my lamps, you know, the lamps that sit on the tables by the couches. I took the tops off so y'all could see me. Ain't none of your business. You in my business? Don't do that. Today's video is gonna be about it's a story time. Get ready with me, chit chat. And it's about the time I went on a date with this fine ass dude, right? Y'all got to be more careful when it comes to these fine ass niggas, because they ain't always good. Everything that glitters ain't gold. So basically, I'm gonna be telling a story about how I went on this date and it was a tragedy. I'm gonna be doing, like, I don't know, something natural with a nude eyelid or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna be using a few little palettes, but first I want to show off my palette that I got. My homegirl purchased it for me. Thank you, Taylor. Beats By Deb, cause period poo. So there's gonna be a few shades I'm gonna be using out of here, along with my Morphe palette or whatever. This is the Morphe palette 3503. Got some pretty colors in there. I've used this, I don't think I've used this palette yet on here. Anywho, just to jump right into this freaking story, because what the freak is what I was saying. After the fact, it's funny, but then I was kind of hot, y'all. You gonna be like, girl, you stupid. I'm like, I know. I met this dude at a nightclub called, what was it called then? Pyramid. I met him through a friend. We have a mutual friend. So the dude that I know, he used to bounce at the club or whatever, and he's always used to give me the plug in VIP. So I happened to see him out, and I seen the dude. We gonna call the dude Blitz, all right? We gonna call him Blitz. And my friend, we gonna call him, what should we call him, y'all? What should we call my friend? The Plug, okay? The Plug was like, yo, what's up, Casarah? How you doing? Long time no see. You know, I haven't been going out for a while because, you know, I just be working a lot as usual. So I'm gonna go in with this brown shade right here. That's gonna play as our transition shade. I don't know what color that is. I don't know the names of these, so don't ask me. Wait, there's a name on here. It's called the Og. He was like, how you been? So we just sitting up there chatting. I'm like, kind of like, they're standing in front of me, so I'm looking at the Plug, but I'm looking at Blitz at the same time, because I'm like, damn, this man fine as hell. This man was about maybe 5'9", 5'10", chocolate, okay? Chocolate. Buttermilk hair, just smooth, just shiny. He put you in the mind of Tupac. We go, oh, Lord, he was fine. He was fine. So, ooh, I don't think I like that color. It's not looking like a brown transition shade. I'm gonna go into my Magic by Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna use the shade Nana. I don't know if y'all can see that, but anyways, Nana, whatever. I'm sitting up there chopping it up with them, and then he was like, the plug was like, oh, Casarah, let me introduce you to my boy Blitz. And I'm like, all right. So I was like, my name is Casarah, whatever. And he was like, nice to meet you. I was like, you're very handsome. Usually I don't compliment guys. I don't know why, but the older you get, the more bolder you get. All right. So he was like, thank you. He was like, you're beautiful yourself. So we just sitting up there chopping it up, and then all of a sudden he hit me with the, hey, you mind if I call you sometime, maybe take you out on a date? And I'm like, yeah, we could, you know, we could do that. Yeah, we exchanged numbers or whatever the case may be. So he hits me up the next day and was like, hey, I would like to take you out. This is looking like real burgundy to me, but whatever. And I was like, okay, where you want to go? Like, you know, he was like, well, I'm not really a club head. I was only at that club because my boy, you know, he works there. And I was like, oh, okay, or whatever. And I was like, well, he was like, how about we go out this Saturday? And I'm like, cool, bet. So I was like, oh, wait, I have a party to go to that day. I was like, we're gonna have to reschedule and do it a different time. He was like, well, I could go with you or meet you there or something, and then we could just take off from there. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you want to meet me there, we can have a drink or whatever the case may be. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm like, all right, bet, cool. I was like, I'm gonna get ready around 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be at the party by what, 11 o'clock, because the party didn't start until like 9, 10. You know, you gotta be coming through looking cute. The next day hit, boom. So Pete, I hit him up like, yo, I just got off of work, I'm about to get dressed or whatever, I should be at the party by this time. He was like, okay. He was like, okay, cool. I thought I heard something. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, I think I'm gonna be running a little late, maybe about an hour late. And I was like, that's cool or whatever, I'll just make sure I take my time at the crib. I finally started getting a little antsy or whatever. I was like, I need to get out the house or whatever. I was like, yo, I'm gonna just leave the house early, a little early. I'm already dressed and stuff. And he was like, all right. He was like, I'm gonna call you as soon as I head to you. And I was like, okay, cool. It's a 90s party that my homegirl was throwing. She was like, you know, we get up in there, we speak or whatever. And I text him like, yo, I'm here. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, I'm just finishing up some stuff. And he was like, I'll be on my way. And I was like, all right, bet. Mind you, I come in there, I go give me a plate of food, I give me a drink. By this time, it's like 10:30 at night. He told me he was gonna be an hour late, right? Which is cool. 11:30 hit. I'm like, oh, okay. He told me it was gonna be like, it's gonna be alright. Boom. 12:30 hit. What the freak? I know you fucking lying. Cause, bruh, let me hit this nigga up. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, where you at? Like, he was like, my bad. I got caught up in some stuff. I'm on my way. I was like, okay, but it's already, okay, you said it was going to be an hour late. Now it's like 12:30 going on 1 o'clock. Like, come on, bro. And he was like, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So I'm just like, all right, just, you know, let me know when you're downstairs and I'll tell you how to get upstairs to this. It was like a loft. And they had rented out this big old loft for, you know, my homegirl's party or whatever. So all of a sudden, bruh, I'm not even freaking kidding you. I'm not kidding. 1:30. I'm like, everything in Minnesota shuts down early. Okay? Everything shuts down. So at this point, I'm like, yo, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm finna hit up Uptown. I thought I heard something. He was like, no, I'm downstairs. I was like, well, then come upstairs then. He was like, nah, just come downstairs and we could just go and have a, you know, have a quick drink. By this time, the freaking date is already over with. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, don't act like that. Don't act like that. He was like, I really apologize. My bad. I have an attitude now. He pops up. He was like, where you want to go? My peoples is here from St. Louis, right? And they was like, hey, Casarah, I know you're on a date, but come to Honey. It was a spot called Honey over Northeast. I think it's over Northeast or something like that. And I was like, bet. I was like, yo, my people's in town from St. Louis. I ain't seen them in a minute. Let's just go over there and have a drink. He was like, okay, cool. We get over there, right? He pulls up alongside of me. I was like, due to all the construction, I can't park nowhere, so I'm gonna have to pay to go on the ramp. He was like, nah, you ain't gotta pay to go on the ramp. I was like, I'm going in the ramp. I'm in the ramp. All of a sudden I see him, and there was a dude right behind him. I'm thinking maybe the dude is just going to his car in the ramp. Well, they get closer and closer. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? I get out my car, I shut my door, I lock it, you know what I'm saying? He was like, how you doing, Miss Lady? And I'm just standing there like, you so fine. I was like, I'm good. And I was like, you know him? Oh yeah, him? Yeah, he gonna be with us for the night. Excuse me? Who gonna be with who for the night? Nah, not like that. I was just like, okay, I'm real confused at this point. I'm confused as hell. Like what is going on? Who is this man? We gonna call the bouncer Big Boy, because I don't know what in the ramp there's this like slope to go down to the main street. So I'm walking down it. I'm in heels. So each side, one dude, Blitz grabbed my hand and Big Boy grabbed my other hand, and they walking me down the ramp. I'm like, this is mad weird, yo. Like, this is some weird shit. And he was like, relax, baby, relax. I'm like, man, relax for what? Like, you got a whole nigga with you. Like, this is weird. So then we get inside Honey. I see my peoples or whatever. And my homegirl was like, okay, Casarah, he fine. I was like, I know, right? She was like, but who Big Boy, though? I don't know. That's the question I've been asking him. But I find out that's his bodyguard for the night. He on payroll. And she was like, that's weird, but we gonna be watching you. I'm like, all right, bet, cool. Say less, say no more. The night goes on. We talking, we vibing. He was like, you want a drink? At this point, I was like, give me a beer. Or whatever, a cider beer. And he was like, all right, cool. I'm going into this shade called, I think it's called Trance. You know, I just wanted to keep my eye open on dude, because I didn't know why Big Boy was there. What was the purpose? Like what is you? Like, why are you here on this date or whatever? So we're vibing, we're talking to each other or whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden he was like, you want to sit down? And I was like, yeah, or whatever. She want to sit down. What? Okay. Big Boy grabs me a seat and we sit. Dudes posted up like, I'm like, yo, this can't be real right now. I'm still paying attention to him. I'm like, and I was like, and what do you do again? And he was like, I got a couple businesses that I own or whatever. And he was like, he's my bodyguard or whatever. He gonna keep us cool. I was like, I don't need that. Like this is mad weird. Like, I don't know what this is or whatever, but I'm not feeling it. He was like, just relax, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay. We still vibing and talking to each other, but I'm still paying attention to Big Boy. So all of a sudden, where we were sitting at, it was like a doorway entrance to the dance floor, right? So how Honey is, it's a basement. So you walk down these steep stairs and it's in a basement or whatever. And where we were sitting at was a doorway to the dance floor. So right next to the doorway, there was a dude posted up there with his girl or whatever. And Blitz's chair was sitting against that corner of that doorway entrance. And I'm sitting on the other side of him in a chair. So I guess while we vibing, while we talking to each other, getting to know each other or whatever, all of a sudden the dude that's standing in the doorway bumps Blitz. And I'm just like, he turned around. He was like, oh, my bad, bro. And he was like, no, it's good, it's good, it's good. So we talking again. Now, mind you, this club, I think, didn't close until 3 o'clock. So by this time, it's probably like 2 something in the morning. And so we go back to talking or whatever. All of a sudden, dude bumps Blitz again. He's bumping him in the back of his head with his arm. So I don't know if he's like talking to his girl and he's acting, you know, he's talking with his arms, his hands, and he bumping dude. And Blitz is turning around like, damn dude, like move around, like can you scoot over a little bit? You keep bumping me, you keep bumping me. So I'm just looking like, and I'm looking at Big Boy. We get to talking again. The dude bumped him again. Looked at Big Boy, said, dude came over. I was like, what's up? He was like, man, dude keep bumping me or whatever. Big Boy approaches the dude and was like, hey, yo, you know, move around. You keep bumping my mans or whatever. He was like, you gotta make some move, give him a little space. Dude looked at him like, the fuck is you? And I was like, oh snap. Oh snap. My homegirl and her husband and his best friend is peeping us from across the way. And then I look at them, they was like, what us do, bitch? What you want us to do? And I'm like, man, oh, shit, just watch. So the Big Boy's talking to dude. I don't know, they had some little words, but the dude ended up moving around with his girl. I was like, you know what? I think we should end this date. I'm good. He was like, no, baby, no, baby. No, just be chill, just hold tight, you know. He was like, let's go get another drink. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm using milk magnesium. Y'all know that's my stuff. Big Boy was like, hey, I'm finna sit down in this chair or whatever. Now, where the chair was is like the chair I was sitting in. And there was a bouncer. The bouncer to the club was standing next to that chair. I can't believe I even continued on with this date, to be honest. I don't understand why, because I thought dude was just so fine. I was just being dumb. I'm using the NYX matte liquid liner. So we come back and we standing up and we're posted up against this pole and we're just talking or whatever, and Big Boy went to go sit down. Now I'm watching Big Boy go sit down or whatever, and all of a sudden the bouncer was like, you can't sit there. And he was like, nigga, what? So he got the popping off. I'm paying attention to Big Boy while dude is in my ear, right? Talking. I'm like, yo, get your mans. And he was like, what you talking about? I was like, they over there about to get into it. And he was like, for real? I was like, I don't know what dude said to Big Boy, but Big Boy don't see happy and he popping off. So he went to go over there to Big Boy. He was like, yo, what's the problem? So they chatting back and forth. And then all of a sudden he came back over to me and was like, oh, they good. He good now. All of a sudden Big Boy came over to us with an attitude and was like, man, wrap this shit up. I said, excuse me, who the you talking to? Wrap what up? Because I should have been wrapping this up. So I'm getting to talking loud, going off at the mouth. Because now I'm irritated because for one, he brought you on a date. Two, I'm sitting here looking at both of y'all not knowing what the hell is going on and what the freak. So I'm sitting up here like, no, ain't no wrapping it up. You can wrap it up and move the fuck on. That's what you can do. So then dude, Blitz is like, no, baby, calm down. I said, you know what? I'm done. And so now my peoples is coming over to me. And they like, Casarah, you good? I'm like, yeah. I was like, just like you got bodyguards up in here, security guards up in here, so do I. I was like, and my peoples don't play that with me. I was like, so whatever Big Boy on, y'all could go take that somewhere else. I'm cool on this date. Bruh, why? Hold on. Let me put my wing liner on. I get to snapping. My peoples come over. I was like, I should have been ended this date. So I was like, I'm through with this date. I leave or whatever. I'm walking out and he was like, where you going? You can't be walking by yourself. I was like, I'm good. I got myself. Like, I'm good. So he walks me to the car and he was like, you know what? My apologies for bringing Big Boy. He was like, I was like, where did he go anyway? He was like, oh, I told him to go home for the rest of the evening. I was like, so you made that nigga clock out? He was like, yeah. I'm like, man, you on some weird stuff. Like, what is this? I know. He was like, I should have never brought him. I was like, what was you trying to do? Impress me or whatever? And he was just like, no. He was like, you know, my peoples, they look out for me. And, you know, I throw them a couple dollars here and there or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. He was like, can I make it up and take you out tomorrow evening? And I was like, I don't know. I'll see about it. You know, I'll think about it or whatever the case may be. But I'm still like, damn, he fine. Because, yeah, you can take me out. So I was like, fine, just call me tomorrow. And I was like, my people's still in town and they want to go to this bar. You know, And the only reason why I'm trying to be around my peoples, because for one, he already pulled a red flag. That was already a red flag for me. That was a stunt. That was a BS move that he pulled on a date. So I wanted to be around people that I knew instead of being around him by myself. And so the next day he hits me out. He was like, so where are you trying to go? I was like, well, I want to go to this bar called Truck Stop downtown St. Paul. And he was like, all right, cool. He was like, what time are you leaving out? I was like, I'm gonna leave out around 10 o'clock. And he was like, all right, he was like, I'll be on time. I'm like, cool. I'm leaving the house at 10 o'clock. I'm late, whatever, cool ain't. I tell him I made it down there like at 10:20 or whatever. And I was like, I'm here, my peoples is here, or whatever the case may be. He was like, all right, cool. I should be there in the next 20 minutes. I said, here you go with that lace stuff. He was like, no, for real, I'm gonna be there. Bruh, when I tell you that he did not show up until 15 minutes till close, I was so hot. I had took my time. I had got my hair done. I did my makeup. Well, I always do the basic look. But anyways, I took my time on it. But still, like, I shouldn't have to take my time just to go out on a date with this nigga. But even though I liked him and I thought he was real fucking fine. The fuck? Anywho, I was snapping like, you got me messed up. This is the second time. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm so sorry. He comes in, buys me a drink. I'm like, it's last call. It ain't even last call at this point. I'm like, it's a wrap. I was like, I can't do this, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. I was like, you're going to have to move around, like, do something else. Like, man, go ahead with that BS. And he was like, my bad. But you know what? He kind of finessed his way into that. And my dumb self still stuck around with his monkey ass. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, why? Like, yo, if a man ever gives you one red flag and y'all just now going on a date, y'all's just now talking and stuff, kill it right then and there. It ain't even worth the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that you're asking me out on these dates and I'm pretty much paying for my drinks? I'm paying for my food. I'm doing this and that because you have not arrived. Not only have you not arrived, but you're late. You're at closing time. I don't like that. So that's my little story. It was just not the best date at all. And I'm telling y'all, I'm old. I'm a little older. Not that old. I'm still young. I'm still in, my early 30s or whatever the case may be. But real recognize real, and BS bullshitters recognize bullshitters. And if I wanted to be on bullshit, I could have been on bullshit with dude and not even met up with him at all and told him I was gonna come out and didn't. That was just the worst day ever. I felt like he was just trying to like impress me some way, somehow. But this man is older than me. Mind you, men over the age of 30 do not mature until they're in their late 40s or early 50s. My mama taught me that. And my mom always told me to get an older dude. But considering I got a young man, he ain't that much younger than me, but he's younger than what I've dated. But yeah, y'all just gotta pay attention to the signs. Do not feed into their BS. Like, even though they're older, they're still gonna be on BS. You just never know what these do, especially nowadays, like today. Also, I'm using Fenty in the shade 420. My holy girl, y'all know that. Just be aware of how dudes treat you. Just be aware of, they're gonna know off bat if they know not to play around with you, because you gotta set that tone. You gotta put that energy out there. Like, no, this is not that. You're not finna play me. And they'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Just put your foot down. Put your foot down and let them know off rip, out of the gate. Because if you don't know, then they're going to think you're goofy and they're going to try to play you. I'll never let a guy ever disrespect me anyway, anyhow. And I felt disrespected on that date. As my daughter says, you're fired. Yeah, you fired, all right. So like months later, I guess he's been trying to get in contact with me some way, somehow. I had blocked his number, right? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a FaceTime call comes through. I'm like, who is this? Like, it kind of, the number seemed familiar. I was like, maybe it's somebody, you know, one of my homegirls or whatever. I just don't have the number logged in. Why did my dumb self answer the freaking phone? And it was him. Good God. What do you want from me? What? Like, come on, Casarah, stop playing with me. I'm like, yo, you dead ass? You serious? Like, you for real? Like, you really calling me and telling me to unblock your number? Like, what number is it? This my other phone. Nah, I ain't unblocking that. And I'm about to block this one too. Stop playing with me, Casarah. See, now you seeming real weird to me, because now you getting mad because I won't unblock your number. I'm not with the shits, okay? So after a while, he reached out a few more times, and I just stopped answering like numbers that I don't know, because I'm just like, unless they text me like, hey, Casarah, this is such and such, answer the phone. But other than that, I'm using the MAC Concealer Color Corrector Palette in dark. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my face, and then I'm going to come back. This is the final look of everything. I'm about to get ready to go out and meet my girl. Whatever. Hair is on fleek. On sleek. What y'all think? Just created this little natural, you know, basic look. Nothing too much, just very subtle. So I'm just gonna go out and have like a little drink or two, and then I'm coming back home, because child, I be tired and I gotta work. I hope y'all enjoy the video.